Good afternoon, students. Welcome you all. In the previous video, we discussed about the French society. We discussed about how the society was divided into the three states, the clergy, the nobility, and the third state, National Assembly or General State it is called. We have seen what was the poor condition of France during the old regime. When the Louis XVI was ascended, the treasure was empty. Lot of reasons we have discussed why the treasure was empty, and now the condition is there in front of Louis XVI to overcome from this all credit. It is must to increase the taxes. Now what happened when he increased the taxes? Why the third estate objected? That we are going to discuss in the coming topic of outbreak of French Revolution. As you all know, in France, the old regime alone won't be able to decide or take any decision. It is must to discuss with the State General. The king alone can call the meeting. This right is towards the king, but to pass any proposal, it is must to discuss with the political body of society, that is State General. State General is the political body to which the three states send their representatives, and these representatives vote for the decision for the proposal presented by the king, and it always goes in the favor of monarch. The last meeting was in the year 1614. 1614, the last meeting held. Now, this time, Louis XVI, by understanding the alarm of the society, he called this meeting on 5th May 1789. 5th May 1789, Louis XVI called together an assembly of the state to pass the proposal of increasing taxes. This meeting was obviously in the Splendid Hall at Versailles, was prepared to host the delegates. The sitting arrangement of all the delegates. Now I told you how many states were there? 3 states. Each state sent their representative, like 300 representative from first and second states and 600 representative from the third state. The 300 representative of first two will sit in a row opposing to each other, whereas the 600 representative of third state will stand backside of these all 1600 representative from first two. Now the king is presenting his proposal in front of state generals. From the third state, only the prosperous, the educated middle class people can present as a representative in this state generals meeting. And these representatives, whenever they comes, they brings with them their complaints of rest of peasants or other passive citizens. This time when they presents for the meeting on 5th May 1789, 600 representative brought near about 40,000 grievances, it means complaint letters of these third state generals. Now when they sat, as I told you, according to their sitting arrangement, as what was the voting system I told you of this state general? That each state will vote one. Each state is equals to one vote. But this time, when same principles Louis XVI is going to apply, third state objected that there should be democratic principle. It means the whole assembly should be vote. But as Louis XVI was knowing that if I'll go according to democratic principles, so my proposal of increasing tax will cancel. So Louis XVI, when the demand of third estate, when they asked for the whole assembly should have to vote, this demand was rejected by Louis XVI. When he rejected, the third estate immediately left the assembly and they left the assembly and they moved out. After a month, near about a month, on 20th June, this third estate, they met at the tennis court in the ground of Versailles, where they swear that we all will work together and will not be separate till our constitutional monarch set up. This assembly later on called as National Assembly, because they are going to fight for their nation, because they are going to fight for their liberty and freedom. This National Assembly was led by Mirabeau and the Abbé Sieyès. Who was Mirabeau? Mirabeau was from the noble family, but he wanted to do something from his privilege, away from his privilege. He has given speech in front of crowd at the Versailles in the assembly, whereas Abbé Sieyès, he was originally a priest, wrote an influential pamphlet that what is the third estate, by showing the importance of third estate, where National Assembly was fighting for their rights of liberty and freedom. Another disaster, the natural disaster, attacked on the people of France. Natural disaster, temperature decrease, and because of that the harvest failed. The bad harvest is created a situation that the price of bread rose. The price of bread when rose, now the bread makers, they started to exploit the situation. They were hoarding, means hiding the supplies. The women were long they're waiting outside the bakery for the bread. And when the baker were declaring that there is no bread, this woman was so angry, they started to destroy. This day, remember, we talked about in the introduction, 14 July. This angry women, when they started to destroy the shops, these people, all together, France people, they came together, they understood that we should have to fight for our rights. And the first thing they did it, that they destroyed the Bastille on 14 July. As the rumor spread village to village that the Lord of Manor is who has hired a band of brigand and going to destroy the all ripe crops. Now the peasants were so feared that what will happen now? We should have to protect. We should have to do something. We won't be able to wait till somebody will do the action. So they all were ready with all agricultural equipments that we should have to fight for our rights. As they were ready with their hoe, pitchfork, and they attacked to the all government buildings. They looted all the hoarded grains. They burned the documents where it was written that these are the dues of this particular peasants, manorial dues. When these peasants were so aggressive and when they were destroying the places, the nobles were so afraid, they flee away. They run away from that place to the neighboring countries. By looking towards this situation, Louis XVI was so tense. Faced with the power of his revolting subject, Louis XVI at last, he accorded recognition of National Assembly and accepted the democratic principles. He said that the power would from now on be checked by the Constitution. It means that now we'll work according to the Constitution. The Constitution will be framed by Constituent Assembly. The elected members of National Assembly will frame the constitutions. National Assembly was so happy, even though the Louis XVI declared that the people, those who were getting privileges by the birth, that all will be abolished. A law pass, decree. Decree means law. Pass, abolish the feudal system of obligation and taxes. Member of clergies were also forced to give up their privileges. The tithes which they were giving to the abolish and land owned by the churches, that all is confiscated. The land which was annexed by the church, that was confiscated, it been redistributed among the peasants. And when this was done, that the privileges taken away and the taxes also rebacked, the properties were recollected from the clergies and the nobility, can't you believe that the government acquired the assets near about 2 billion livres. Now this was decided, that the France will go according to the constitutions. Last on 4th August, when a decree passed, 4th August 1789, from there onwards the Constituent Assembly was working to frame the constitution for the France, and it was completed in the year 1791. 1791, the French constitution were ready. Now the National Assembly completed and drafted of constitutions in 1791. What was the motto of this constitution? Motto was that they will limit the power of monarch. They will limit the power of monarch, and now the power will be not in the hand of one person, it will be in the hand of elected person. Even though they have decided that now the government body should have to work, and the power should be divided into legislative, executive and judiciary. I told you what is the role of these three. Legislative is to make law, executive is the one who will maintain, and the judiciary is the one who will give the justice. Now the figure 7 will explain about the political system that is according to the constitution which was drafted in the year 1791. We are able to see that judiciary section judges are there, in executive kings and ministers are there, and legislative assembly is also according to National Assembly electors, and who are going to elect active citizens. We'll talk about it. Now the constitution of 1791 vested the power to make a law in the National Assembly, which was indirectly elected. Who will vote? This was the question. Then during this framing of constitution, they have decided the age of the person who will vote, 25 age. And one more thing is added, that the person who was paying the tax equal to his 3 days wages, that person is able to vote, eligible to vote, and that peoples were called as active citizens. The remaining were called as passive. The remaining men and women were called as passive citizens. Who will be electors? Who can stand for the election? The one who qualify as an elector, then as the member of assembly, is the man have to belong from the highest taxpayer that can stand for the election. That person can be the member of assembly. This was framed in 1791. In that, constitution began with the declaration of right of men. Remember, right of men. It means that women were yet not allowed to vote. Suffrage right to vote was not given to the women, only to the men, and in men also age 25 and taxpayer equal to 3 days of wages. Now, declaration of right of man and citizens. What was that? Rights such as right to life, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, equality before the law. This all natural, and these were inalienable rights that nobody will take it from the people. This is for all human beings, and that is by birth. Could not be taken away. It was the duty of the state to protect each citizen's natural rights, and because of that the government was working according to these three power: legislative, executive and judiciary. It means that the law which was framed in the year 1791 will look after the executives, that it should not be spoiled about, it should not be taken away from the people, and those who will do it, the judiciary is the one who will work to give justice. In this regard, in 1791, the constitution which was drafted by the elected members of National Assembly was utilized by this people, and they enjoyed it. But what about the passive citizens? What they did it? Were they agree with only this declaration of man? No. We'll talk about these also, how they fought, how they have did struggle, for right to vote. As you know that we are talking about the 18th century, where there was a major problem of illiteracy. To spread any message among the people, it was quite difficult. So some of the symbol was introduced during that period. We'll discuss about this symbol. Reading political symbols, through this only they were giving messages. These symbols were used at the time of Declaration of Rights for Men. The majority of men and women in the 18th century could not read and write, so images and symbols were frequently used instead of printed words or to communicate important ideas. We are able to see down the painting by Lee Bavia uses many such symbols to convey the content of Declaration of Rights. Let's discuss. First symbol is broken chain. What it means, broken chain? Free from slaves. This indicates that the broken chain stands for the act of becoming free. Second, we are able to see that the bundle of rods or faces. What it means? That the strength lies in unity. Then we are able to see that eye within a triangle radiating. It means that the all-seeing eye stands for knowledge, and the ray of sun will drive away the cloud of ignorance. Soon we will be under the safe cloud. What it means by scepter? Scepter, it means the symbol of royal power. Then the snake biting its tail to form a ring. Symbol of eternity. A ring has neither beginning nor end. There is a cap, red cap, which worn by the slave which were becoming free. We are able to see that three important colors: blue, white, red, which stands for the national color of France. Then the winged woman, personification of law. And the last, the tablet law, the law tablet. The law is the same for all are equal before it. These all were symbols were used in 18th century because at that time illiteracy were more, literate people were less. We'll talk about the further struggle, how the passive citizens were also included for right to vote, how they did struggle to get their vote and equality before the law. We'll continue in the next topic. Thank you.